Howdy. So we've got the ukulele bar chords lesson. We've got a bunch of chords where we call them bars because we're covering all four strings. And the beauty of the bar chord is that they're movable. And if we have our 12 notes of music memorized where we go A, then A sharp, B flat, same exact note or chord, then B, then straight to C, C sharp, or we could call it D flat, then D sharp, or we could call it E flat, then E, then F sharp, or we could call it G flat, then G, and then G sharp, or we could call it A flat. We have a sharp note after every single note, and the alter ego of that sharp note is the flat note of the next letter in the line. So in essence, A, then we have A sharp, or we could call it B flat, and then B. And there's only two spots in the 12 notes where we don't have any sharps or flats. That's between the B and the C, or the E and the F. So our first chord on our chart is the B flat chord, or we can call it A sharp. We have our first finger covering these two strings, our second finger gets the third string, and then our third finger gets the top string. And we're strumming all four strings. So we have A flat, or B sharp we can call it. Then we have B, then straight to C, C sharp or D flat, D, D sharp or E flat, E, F, F sharp or G flat, G, and then G sharp or A flat. Back to A. And if you take a look at this A with these two fingers right up here, I had moved 12 times. If I slide these two fingers all the way back to here, that's the A that we've always played. We've just always done it with our first and second fingers. So in essence, the bar chord is taking the A we've always played, just playing it with the second and third finger instead, so that when we shift it up, we can drop our first finger down on these two strings, and in essence it's taking a place of the nut, the plastic nut over here, to our A sharp or B flat. So we had A sharp or B flat. So that's the first bar chord. The second bar chord, we started covering all four strings with our first finger and then the third finger up on the top here. That was the B minor chord. You can actually have your first finger just cover the three strings if you like, or the four. Either way, it's the same thing. So we had the B minor, the C minor, the C sharp minor, the D minor, D sharp minor, E minor, F minor, F sharp minor, and so on. So there's our second chord. So far we've noticed that a major chord, the B flat major, is a happy sounding chord wherever you play it, and the B minor chord over here, definitely a sad sounding chord. Minors are sad, majors are happy. So our next chord we can play two ways. It's based off of our old G that we've always played right over here. Well, if I slide that G back to over here, and then I drop my pinky in up over here, we have the G flat, or we can call it the F sharp chord, which we've used in a couple songs. The reason why I'm dropping the pinky over here is that as I move it, if I were to take this G chord and I move it up, the first string up here isn't changing while all the other ones change. So although it doesn't sound horrible, the chord isn't changing the way that we would want it. If I drop this finger up here, as I move up the neck, all four strings are changing equidistant as I'm going up. So I've got my G flat at fret 1, then my G at fret 2, G sharp, A sharp, and so on. The other way to play this exact same shape is, instead of using the triangle G shape over here with the pinky, I can just use a bar chord, use my second finger to create that triangle, and then use my third finger up top. So it's the exact same chord. just fingered in a different way. And the beauty of doing it this way is that now I've got this extra finger, this pinky, that I can use for all kinds of cool stuff. Just finding different shapes. Okay, now we've got the regular D chord. So that was this bar chord over here at fret 2. And I usually teach this early on. So we have a D chord, a D sharp, an E, an F sharp, and so on. Now we've got a B minor chord, the D sharp or E flat minor, where we've got our first finger, our second finger, our third finger, and our fourth finger right here. D sharp or E flat minor. It's based off of the D minor chord that we've done using our first 3 fingers like this. Finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. We're just voicing it with fingers 2, 3, and 4, so that when we slide it up a fret, our first finger is free to again replace the nut. And we've got D sharp, E minor, F minor, F sharp minor, and so on. Now we've got the first jazzy sounding chord, the A major 7. We lay our first finger flat on all 4 strings, and then 2 frets away, we lay our third finger on the 3 bottom strings over here. A major 7, very jazzy sound. A sharp major 7. B major 7, straight to C, no sharp and flat between B and C. C sharp major 7, another name for C sharp major 7 is D flat major 7, then D major 7, E flat major 7, another name for E flat major 7 is D sharp major 7. All right, we've got 2 left. We've got the D7 chord, which is the bar on all 4 strings at fret 2, and the second finger down here. D7. You notice a regular 7 chord, D7, sounds very bluesy. If I move it up a fret, D sharp 7. Whereas the A major 7 that we played before sounds very jazzy. It's less honky-tonky and more jazzy. The regular 7 chord, very bluesy, very like country bluesy. So again, we had the D7, D sharp 7, E7, F7, and so on. Last chord on the chart is the minor 7. The minor 7 is where we bar all 4 strings. So on our chart, we're playing a C minor 7. It's sad and bluesy at the same time because it's a minor sound and a 7 sound combined. So if we were to go up a fret from there, it's C sharp. But if we were to take the C minor 7 and we were to go back a fret, it would be B minor 7. Used in a lot of songs. And if we go back from the B minor 7, it's A sharp or B flat minor 7. So again, A sharp or B flat minor 7, B minor 7, C minor 7, C sharp minor 7, D minor 7, D sharp minor 7, or another name for D sharp minor 7 is E flat minor 7. And there you have it, bar chords moving up and down the neck. Have fun.